नमस्ते गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी महाराज। जय गुरुजी साथ संगत जी। शुक्राना। गुरुजी महाराज द मल्टीलिंगुअल सेवादार टीम आप सबका स्वागत करती है। हम सब धन्य हैं। एक बार फिर गुरुजी महाराज का डिवाइन ग्रंथ लाइट और डिविनिटी से एक सत्संग सुनेंगे। आज का सत्संग अनीता कुमार आंटी जी और संगत का है, जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा व्यस्त रहने के कारण इसको पढ़ नहीं पाएंगी। उन्होंने हमें आज्ञा दी है कि हम किसी भी पुरानी संगत से पढ़वा लें। तो आज रितु सेठ आंटी जी धन्य हैं जिनको ये सेवा मिली है गुरुजी महाराज की तरफ से। मैं ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए गुरु परिवार की तरफ से आपका स्वागत करता हूँ रितु आंटी, और आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ प्लीज़ अपने आप को अनम्यूट करें और आज का जो सत्संग है अनीता कुमार आंटी का उसको पढ़ें। जय गुरु जी। ओवर टू यू।
Jay, uncle, thank you so much. Thank you so much, uncle, for this. Thank you, Guruji Maharaj, for this divine seva. Jai Shri Ganeshaya Nama. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai. So I'm reading on behalf of Anita Kumar Aunty, and I'm reading about her journey with Guruji Maharaj and her experiences and how beautifully Guruji has blessed her and helped her. As he has blessed and helped each one of us. Title is He Lit a Candle in the Darkness of My Night. Yes, Guruji Maharaj has lit candles in all our lives, in the darkness of our lives, and brightened us. And har dil mein Guruji ki diya jale. Jai Guruji. He lit a candle in the darkness of my night. Certain occurrences are beyond the realm of human understanding, and we can only embrace such experiences with the conviction that divine intervention has prevailed. I shall be eternally grateful to Guruji, who gave me a new lease of life. With the benefit of hindsight, I understand why, although at that time the reasons were unclear to me. Misery shrouded the core of my being as my suffering was intense. Every cell and nerve of mine was filled with agony on the physical and psychological levels. Even though Guruji had entered my life as a beacon of light, I was unable to see beyond my own darkness and despair. Born and raised in Manchester, UK, I suffered from congenital asthma and eczema, as well as a hole in the heart. My childhood was traumatic for my parents and very tiring and trying for me. However, on account of strong health karma, my spirit had become indomitable as I had to endure much more than my contemporaries. I had learned to rise above the trivialities at a tender age due to my tribulations. I had reservations about my life exceeding 10 years. Yes, because a hole in the heart can be very, very dangerous. However, good fortune prevailed. My parents, on the other hand, lived with uncertainty as a heart specialist had painted a grim picture for me. I was a healthy and happy teenager, enjoying all the joys that life had to offer. So it's a very traumatic, very, very traumatic experience for a young child who's having a hole in the heart, having skin disease, and suffering from so many ailments. And imagine the trauma of the parents as well. At 22, I tied the knot and migrated to Delhi. However, as fate had it, a cloud of sorrows again descended upon my life as my asthma choked me with every changing season. I was hospitalized each time and given steroid injections. Steroid injections, as it is, have so many side effects. I felt dejected and rejected as, despite my best efforts to evade and avoid asthma attacks, I was still stuck with the worst kind. My most life threatening one struck me in 1997, and that is when I resigned to it completely. I recall praying in my heart that this be the final one, as I could no longer endure the affliction. During that ill fated time, I had developed a nasty skin condition that enveloped my entire body. A biopsy confirmed that I had skin cancer. I kept my plight to myself as I was determined not to shock my family. It was earth shattering news, and I had decidedly reached the end of the road as my strength to go on had diminished. Imagine her plight. What a tragic state of affairs. And look at how Guruji has touched the lives of each one of us. And from darkness to light, he has brought us out in full splendor. However, in the darkness of my night, Guruji, by divine grace, lit a candle. Each time I revisit the day, I glimpsed him. I can distinctly recollect my feelings. As good fortune had it, Guruji sat alone in his room that day when my friend, who had insisted on my paying him a visit, accompanied me to him. His mere presence overwhelmed me, as did overwhelm each one of us. I had felt like a lost child all my life, who had finally found the comfort and protection of her mother. I had been instantly taken under his wing. I had discovered true love like never before. It was pure and unconditional. I felt at home as he embraced me with his infinite love and asked me to attend his congregation every evening. Come rain or shine, I would go to Guruji every evening and sit amongst hundreds of other devotees. At that time, I was undergoing immense physical pain as my skin was oozing with pus and blood. In addition, I was psychologically distressed, and this made me increasingly uncomfortable around people. As time elapsed, Guruji bestowed upon me a blessing that began to heal me internally. I began to accept my condition, and instead of resisting and fighting it with an overkill of bitterness and animosity, I made peace with it. Inhi ki raza mein hum razi. I accepted the inevitability of my illness, and since I grew to be at ease with it and with my circumstances, I moved with the flow without expecting to be healed. I didn't believe that healing was a possibility. This is what Guruji does, no? When he in immense pain, and when we are once we accept everything, then what we term as miracles is not really miracles. It's his grace, complete and totally his grace. Just see how beautifully she has written over here, and see how well she has accepted everything. And let's read on further to share her divine journey. Merely being with Guruji and imbibing his energy elevated my spirits, and I expected no more. I was finally at peace. As I immersed myself more and more in his gracious presence, I felt a spiritual awakening. I simply loved being with him as he rendered upon me love that I never knew before. His love was pure and unconditional, and the kind that could not be substituted. I gravitated towards him very naturally and effortlessly every single evening without fail. On the blessed day, he summoned me to the front, where he sat and quite openly announced in Punjabi, which I must confess was Greek to me, that he had tried and tested and squeezed me like a lemon, and that now he would heal me. Like I've heard Anita Aunty say so often, Nimbu varga nichodia. I must not fail to add how true his words were, as he had left no stone unturned in testing my endurance to see if I was worthy of his love. I returned home that evening with hope and joy blossoming in my heart. All those months that my skin was inflamed, I would avoid my reflection as I was daunted by it. The mirror was always a very painful sight. That evening, the turning point arrived when Guruji endowed me with his eternal blessings and advised me to muster the courage to look in the mirror. Courage is what it took, as the reflection had changed by only a fraction. So there wasn't much of a change in the oozing and the look of her skin. However, she did muster the courage after going to Guruji Maharaj, and she mustered the courage to take a look at herself in the mirror. However, within a few weeks, I saw a new me standing in the mirror, a stranger to myself. I was overawed by Guruji. Without a shadow of doubt, I was convinced of his sublime healing powers, and my love for him grew even stronger, and even my faith even more formidable. Changing seasons came and went, but did not trigger off any asthma attacks. So beautiful, so blessed. Look at how Guruji completely changed her life. Jai Guruji, Anantam Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. We thank you for touching our lives in the most amazing manners. In fact, I breathed Delhi's polluted air as normally as anyone. I knew nothing without being choked by it. I knew without being choked by it. Guruji gave me a new lease of life and told me that I would not have survived if he had not healed me. So lovely, Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guruji. His words corresponded with an astrologer's whom I had met much earlier that year. So the astrologer had told her that she wouldn't be able to survive long. However, Guruji changed her life completely. Just like the other day, I was listening to Shalini Khera's Satsang as well. And she too had been told by an astrologer and how Guruji gave her life. And exactly the same way he's given Anita Aunty life. And so he has given to all of us. Thank you so much, Guruji. It is a challenge for me to give expression to the transformation that took place. But the least I can say is that he healed me not only physically, but also enriched me spiritually. After the longest time, I began to feel comfortably in my own skin, literally. To become comfortable in your own skin is such a big blessing, Guruji Maharaj. Amazing blessing. And so beautifully, you blessed Anita Aunty also finally to be able to actually enjoy her own skin. However, Guruji's tests are unending. And as nature has it, however, Guruji's tests are unending. And as nature has it, we become selfishly distant once we are granted our prayers. One particular incident demonstrates how Guruji never ceases to love his disciples. So true. often we, in our, once we receive our blessings, we often tend to move on and, forget our Maharaj and carry on with the journey. And here she's telling as to how he never, Anita Aunty says so beautifully, that Guruji Maharaj never ceases to love his disciples. And it follows with a beautiful, exemplary happening. He had told me to light a candle before his photograph every day. Guruji used to say, na, mere naal telepathy vich gal kita karo, main te apne swaroop vich rehenda. He had told me to light a candle before his photograph every day. One day, after lighting half a box of matches, the candle had still not lit, much to my dismay. In a fit of fury, I went to the bathroom, came out, and there was a lit candle. I was startled. That very evening, as a mark of respect, I especially visited Guruji, even though it was not my visiting day. As I bowed to touch his feet, he whispered softly in his usual gracious voice. So the candle lit, did it not? I knew then that it was I who had distanced myself from Guruji Maharaj, and he, on the contrary, always remained connected. So beautiful. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ that to light the candle, but it didn't light. So in fury, she walked off. She went to use the restroom. She came out, and there, behold, candle was lit already. And when she went to Guruji Maharaj in the evening that day, because she was so touched, Jadonane, she bowed to him. He said, "So the candle lit, did it not? How lovely! So beautiful, Anita Aunty, lovely." I knew then that it was I who had distanced myself from Guruji, and he, on the contrary, always remained connected. In a word, I would like to conclude my humbly experiencing my heartfelt gratitude to him and live every moment feeling indebted to his grace. Jai Guruji, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai. Thank you, Guruji Maharaj, for all your blessings on all your pyari sangat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle, for the beautiful seva. Over to you.
जय गुरु जी महाराज। आंटी बहुत ब्लिसफुली रीडिंग अपनी की है। ये बहुत प्यारे प्यारे सत्संग हैं इनके, अनीता कुमार आंटी जी के, जो कि अभी तो खैर इसी सत्संग में जो था वो हम सब ने सुना। और इसके अलावा और भी उनके सत्संग हैं जो कि अनीता कुमार आंटी जी ने बोला था कि वो खुद शेयर करेंगी आने वाले दिनों में। आंटी, इसके अलावा आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, आप भी गुरु जी को मिली हो, प्लीज आप कुछ संगत शेयरिंग करें। वी हैव टाइम।
Jai Guruji, Uncle. Uncle, Guruji's blessings are so many. हर पल उनका शुक्राना है from every cell of my body. So since this was a health karmic satsang, I will take it further on the same leg. And this is about 4 years back. And ये तो गुरुजी जब चोले सी तद जिन्नी तद कहंदे ना everything was practical. हुन जिन्नी जिद्दी श्रद्धा ओना ले जाए. So this is after he left his chola, and like Anita Kumar Aunty was lighting the candle in front of Guruji Maharaj, and Guruji Maharaj तो अपने स्वरूप में थे, तो वो देख रहे थे, and when she went away, तब उन्होंने वो दिया जलाया. So आप सोच सकते हैं तो, और जब चोले में थे तब कहते थे ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ पता ही नहीं तुसी किथे बैठे हो. And he used to say that मतलब which is actually, at least for me, it is very true. मैं तो कदे भी नहीं सोचा सी कि मैं रब दी दरगाह च बैठी हां, मैं रब दे चरना विच बैठी हां. So I got dengue about 5 years back, and was admitted in Max Hospital in Saket. And my grand one was very small that time. So obviously, my son, he also, got admitted along with me. And the doctors, when they came, they said that they told him that your mother is very unwell, and it will take about 10 to 14 days for her to heal. I was very upset. I said, "Hey, how things will move? Kais tarah hoga? My grand one is so small. She's barely 2 years. And 2-3 saal di si. 2 years, I think. And so after they went, then I was talking to Guruji and saying, Guruji, I actually, because I was telling him, I said, Guruji, it's बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. This is going to be very difficult for us to manage, and please get me out. That night, Sangat ji, it was a very divine night. So he gave me darshan, and शिवलिंग, बड़ा मंदिर का जो हमारा शिवलिंग है, बिकॉज बड़ा मंदिर तो 12 ज्योतिर्लिंगों की शक्ति है. इट्स अमेजिंग. एंड द शिवलिंग, ही शोड ब्यूटिफुली, ही शोड शिवलिंग के आसपास सारा घी प्रसाद लगा है. एंड देन द शिवलिंग बिल्कुल जैसे, बिकॉज शिव, गुरुजी तो देवों के देव, महादेव, शिव, मीन्स इज एवरीथिंग, ऑल एनर्जीज, एक ओमकार. मेरा रब ते एक ओमकार है. एंड देन द शिवलिंग इट ओपन्स, एंड जैसे जटा खुलती है, पूरी गंगा बहती है, एंड फ्रॉम द शिवलिंग ऐसे लहलहाता पानी, गंगा जल बहता है. एंड गुरु महाराज, ही सेड सो ब्यूटिफुली, ही सेड, रितु आंटी, अमृत पियो, जल पी लो. Say there we are all, he with my, जैसे हम स्कूल में पानी नहीं पीते थे, with the hands like this, a fold joined together, we would drink water. So from I'm drinking जल पी रही हूं मैं. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਟਾ ਖੁੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ शिवलिंग खुलदा है मंदिर ਦਾ, ਸਾਡੇ बड़े मंदिर ਦਾ शिवलिंग खुलदा है, and जल पी रही हूं. And then Guru Maharaj, he said, Ritu Aunty, and this is recent, just about 4-5 years back. And he's saying, Ritu Aunty, I bless the rich and the poor alike. And he told me, he said, Amrit Pilo. And a lot of Sangat is drinking from the Amrit that Guru Maharaj is giving. And he tells me, he said, पानी थोड़ा पी, खारा है, नहीं तो पेट खराब हो जाएगा. And he gave me, ऐसे मैं थोड़ा पानी, जल पीती हूँ, पानी पीती हूँ, and it is so beautiful. And next day, when the doctors came at 11 o'clock, they told my son, you can take your mother home. Where just the evening before, they had said it will be about 2 weeks, 10 odd days, 10 days to 2 weeks. This is what they had told him. Next morning at 11 o'clock, Sangatji, they are saying, please take your mother home. Jai Guruji. Anantam Shukrana, Guruji Maharaj. Anantam Shukrana. I was so happy, so delighted. And going home, and of course, he got me back up and about, running and fit, and gave me good health. Anantam Shukrana, Guruji Maharaj. The more we thank him, the lesser it is. श्वास श्वास से रब मेरे आपका शुक्राना है. Thank you so much, Uncle. Over to you now.
जय गुरुजी महाराज. बहुत ही प्यारा सत्संग सुनाया आंटी आपने.
ये अंकल थोड़ी, ये तो दिस इज, क्या बताएं आपको, मतलब दिस इज लाइफ. गुरुजी इज अ वे ऑफ लाइफ. ही इज, मतलब ही इज at every instance. It is amazing how he takes us along. जैसे before my husband left us, and he was a helicopter pilot, as you know, and my son was in Dubai, and look, he's brought my son back here on 15th August 2022. My son came back here to Dubai. मैं कदे सोचा भी, now I'm sitting in Dubai here and doing Guruji satsang with you on this platform, and I thank you for this, and I marvel, मैं शुक्राना करनी है Guruji दा. मैं कदे सोचा भी नहीं सी कि after so many years we'll be sitting here again and doing his, and this is, and the first time that when he met me, I won't say I met him, he met me. I had asked blessings for my son, because that time also my son was in Dubai, and he asked me, Munda ki
वाह,
kehta hai? And look, today again he has got me right back to Dubai. Ananta
शुक्राना,
Shukrana Guruji Maharaj.
शुक्राना गुरुजी महाराज।
Every aspect of our life is, you know, taken care of by him. Thank you,
रितु
Guruji.
आंटी,
Thank you.
रितु आंटी आपको गुरुजी महाराज के पास कौन लेके गए थे?
Olga had taken me to Guruji.
थोड़ा बताओ ना प्लीज संगत को।
This is, I won't even say Olga, or, I'll say Guruji Maharaj has his own. I won't say I went to Guruji, or, it is Guruji
बुलावा था,
always.
बुलावा था, महाराज
बुलावा
की
तो
तरफ से बुलावा
पता भी
था।
नहीं पटकता उनकी इजाजत के बिना।
बिल्कुल।
हेल्थ, हैप्पीनेस, सब कुछ तो इन्हीं के चरणों में लिखा है, सब कुछ इन्हीं के पास है। First time that my friend, she had come home, and she said, come with me to my husband was flying choppers in Srinagar, and when she came in at night, and when she left, she said, come with me to my Guruji Maharaj, and I'll take you tomorrow. So I just told her, I said, when she was leaving, I said, I told her we used to go to Baba Lal Dayal ji for from Pakistan days. My parents used to go there, and bus se bhar bhar ki aati thi. So I told her, I said, we go to Karol Bagh Baba Lal Dayal ji since childhood. Then my friend, she said, you come with me to my Guruji. होता है ना, Guruji ने बुलावा करना था. He wanted to bless, he wanted कि रब दी, तभी कहते हैं ना कि रब की कुर्सी में तो कोई बैठ ही नहीं सकता, नहीं तो यू हियर ना कि अच्छा, अब सो एंड सो गुरु इज सिटिंग सो एंड सो, एंड शिव पुराण पढ़ते हैं, उसमें लिखा है ना दैट शिव जी विल कम डाउन एज गुरु जी, एंड उनकी अब कुर्सी पे थोड़ी कोई बैठ सकता है. सो देन माय फ्रेंड, व्हेन शी, आई सेड ओके, सी यू टुमारो मॉर्निंग एट 7, बिकॉज शी एट से 7 बजे आएगी. तो इससे कहती है कि मॉर्निंग, आई विल कम एंड पिक यू अप इन द इवनिंग. I was thinking Shami, because we are used to go to, Gurwada Appa jaida hai swere, kade Shami thodi jaida hai. That's the way we had lived. And so I said, okay, she left. And as luck would have it, when it was about 6:45, and my husband, he called from Srinagar. He said, ki ho raha hai? I said, I'm going with Olga to her Guruji. He said, koi time hai Gurwada janda? Come back home on time. And he said it in a very fudgy language, which was the words he used is not something which I will use here, but that thing was already there, that I need to come back home on time. And we reached Empire Estate. जब अपा पहुंचे उथे ते बाहर तक इतनी खुशबू आ रही थी on the highway, where traffic was flowing. इन्ना ते नहीं सी जितना हुन है, but traffic was there, and the highway was not as big as it is now. And I was just thought in my mind, like when the army chief and all, they come to the officers mess, they appa spray mari da hai na, the from the canteen we'll get the room fresheners, and we used to spray the mess. I thought in my mind कि ऐसे कि ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਤੱਕ spray ਮਾਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ, because there was such a fragrance of roses on the road. And I was thinking, बाहर तक roses and बाहर तक spray मारे हैं इन्होंने. I never thought, Sangat ji, at all, that this is Guruji's fragrance. This is Guruji's blessings. Then we went in, and Guruji Maharaj was sitting alti palti crisscross on the sideboard. We are used to sideboard because in the army also we get a sideboard. And the MES furniture, as we like to call it. This Batisi and Colonel Joshi was sitting, one knee down I remember Colonel Joshi very vividly because of his mane of gray hair. And Joshi auntie was standing at the kitchen, very close to the sideboard. But these are the two people I remember in my first visit at the entrance, standing with Guruji. And my friend Olga, she said, and hath karke na, she said, meet my Guruji. The meta kade, and Guruji was wearing black drain pipes, floral bush shirt, half sleeve bush shirts. मैं मतलब one had never seen ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਤੇ ਵੇਖੇ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ. Obviously, later on in my journey, I realized Guruji te rasak viragi Guru si and Guru Hege. And he doesn't tell you to, his style of treating us and everything is so divine, so beautiful, so absolutely top of the line. मैं कदे देखा सोचा ही नहीं सी. Then when I looked at Guruji Maharaj, I thought she said, I was just thinking in my mind when she said, "Na meet my Guruji," तो मैं सोच दी कि इस तरह ते मतलब मैं कदे इस तरह ते Guruji Maharaj ते वेखे ही नहीं सी. But Sangat ji, suddenly when he looked up, उन्होंने अपनी होते देवो दे देव महादेव उन्होंने जब ऊपर वेख्या मेरी तरफ, I was totally uncomfortable. It was as if he knows every naughty dirty secret of mine because his nazar andaz was tire andaz. It was as absolutely, it was an MRI, it was CAT scan, it was X-ray, it was everything rolled into one. And then he just waved his like this, and that was, I think, my entry into his darbar, in his, you know, in his heavenly world. And that was my first meeting with him. And he spoke to me that day and gave very special blessings. And as I see life unfolding now, it is absolutely amazing. Anantam Shukrana, Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you for this beautiful multilingual platform. And thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you. Anantam Shukrana. Over to you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
जी आंटी. आंटी, महाराज ने आपसे कुछ बातें की थी. मुझे याद आ रहा है कि आपने एक बार मल्टीलिंगुअल गोल्डन वर्ड्स ऑफ गुरुजी महाराज के लिए कुछ कंटेंट भेजा था, जिसमें नथिंग हैपन्स बाय चांस, परिवार बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, मैं अमीर और गरीब दोनों को समान रूप से आशीर्वाद देता हूँ, फ्लो ऑफ
हाँ जी.
एनर्जी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, शिवाइज़्म बढ़ेगा. तो
Yes.
थोड़ा सा बताएंगे प्लीज. वी हैव टाइम.
Uncle, Guruji Maharaj ne beautifully kaha tha that, and this he came to me in my dream. And kende hai na, when Guruji comes in the dream, it is not a dream, it is Sakshat Darshan.
यस.
So he came beautifully and he told me, because you see, I lost my husband, father, mother, and father-in-law all in a span of about 3 years, and my brother-in-law. So I was very upset and I was very disgruntled, kind of feeling very sad and pitying myself. And so I had gone to Bada Mandir, came back that day. He gave me darshan at night. And obviously, because the question was there, that what is this? And then when he gave me darshan, he said, Ritu Aunty, nothing happens by chance. Everything is predestined and preordained. So that was my answer to the question as to why all these things are happening, why all these people had left, to lose so many loved ones, to lose your father, mother, husband, everybody all together, and my father-in-law, all these people living together is, it was not a very nice thing at all. So that was his answer. Then one day I had gone We had our office in Shapur Jat, and I had gone, my friend Deepika Mahajan, she said, Ritu Aunty, you have to come for Guruji's Satsang. There is a friend of mine, she's doing it for the first time, so you have to help over there. So this was, the place was very close to where Shapur Jat office was. And I went there, and she had she had what is it called, I think the name of the company I've forgotten, I think Tiger Logistics or something. So she had a lot of new sangat sitting in her house. And halwa prasad में ऐसे वो जब हमने हलवा प्रसाद बांटना शुरू किया, तो मैं हाथ से सबको ऐसे दे रही थी, तो गरम भी था, सबको ऐसे बांट रही थी, नई संगत थी, नियरली 100+ और पीपल, सबको बांट करके when I went back to my office, I told my son, I said, I'm feeling very tired and very sleepy. So he said, आपने कुछ किया तो है नहीं सुबह से. All you have done is आप गुरु जी के सत्संग में जाके लंगर करके आए हो और आपको इतनी थकावट क्यों हो रही है? Sitting in the office, I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I said, Akhil, I really need to go. There's something, मेरे को बहुत जोर की नींद आ रही है. So he said, okay, go home and take a power nap. I came back to Scenic Farms, and it was late afternoon. And Fauji's में तो वैसे भी being a Fauji's wife, Fauji's daughter, Fauji's daughter-in-law, and being a teacher by profession, तो हमारा afternoon siesta की भी एक हमारी power nap तो लेते ही हैं हम. But when I went back, I had never been so drained as I was that day, and I just slept off. When I slept, Guruji Maharaj, he gave me darshan. And जब मैं मतलब मैं बेड पे लेटते ही सो गई. So when I was wondering why I'm feeling like this. He gave me darshan and he said, he labeled that, because my question to him was that मैं लंगर खा के आई हूँ, मेरे को क्या हो गया? And he labeled the dream as flow of energy. And he showed me कि मैं ऐसे ऐसे प्रसाद बांट रही हूँ. In that dream, he's showing, the complete thing is he's showing what happened there. And he's showing कि मैं ऐसे ऐसे प्रसाद बांट रही हूँ. So flow of energy, he said this was why I was like this is because of the flow of energy, which obviously means that I understood कि flow of energy would be कि ये सारे नई संगत थी, तो वो ऐसे flow, हमारी energies आपस में drain हो गई होगी. So, and Guruji always said, be very, very positive. Be very positive. सोचो positive, करो positive, कभी भी अंदर negative तो कुछ भी ना रखो. Makes a lot of difference even in our attitude towards people. And as life took me along, I realized that yes, definitely flow of energy matters. Jai Guruji, it is. So that was predestined, and that was flow of energy. And what was the third thing, Uncle? Uncle, where are
Shivism.
you?
Shaivism.
Yes. So he gave many years back. You remember that Amrish who has written that book? And
Yeah.
a very beautiful book. He's written about Shivaism and all. So before that book came about, Guruji showed a very divine dream. It was amazing. And in that he showed that Guruji, Shivji, Virat hai, ठीक है? Very big Swarup he showed of Guruji and Virat Roop. And then he showed so much of Sangat. And Shivji का जैसे ऐसे जटा नहीं होती ऊपर, जो ऊपर जटा बनाते हैं ऐसे, like a जूड़ी on top, and नीचे फिर साइड में ऐसे बाल होते हैं. And then he showed that itni sangat roaming around, like छोटे छोटे ऐसे ना, सबने ऐसे जटा बना रखी है और साइड में ऐसे बाल है. And he showed, and then he said, Ritu auntie, Shivaism is going to spread. And from then, uncle, to now, you see, whether I see Dubai, I'd gone to Abu Dhabi, as I told you yesterday when your call had come, and to see Daljit Dosanjh's show. And वो भी देखो, Daljit Dosanjh also is so blessed. सबसे पहले he had come to, first time I met him was in Gaurav ji's, in Bada Mandir function. Gaurav ji had called him, and it was so divine. And look at how he's blessed. And yesterday, how so many people were there. So Guruji had तब उन्होंने दिखाया था that he had said Shivaism is going to spread now all over the world. जो हम शिव पुराण पढ़ते हैं, चाहे अब every part, every nook, छोटी छोटी जगह. अभी दुबई आए मेरे को, I've been here about 20 days, and so many different households गुरुजी के सत्संग में जाते हैं. छोटे छोटे भी, जैसे just recently I had gone to a girl who's a beautician, and she had done Guruji Sangat. There were 4 girls. They are sharing an apartment and living here, and all 4 are attached to Guruji. And मतलब हर जगह आप देखो गुरुजी का नाम, शिवजी is just Shivaism has spread. ये इतने बरस पहले इन्होंने कहा था that ऋतु आंटी शिवाइज्म is going to spread, और कितना फैल गया. कितने अभी शिव पुराण रीडिंग कितनी होती है यूट्यूब पर, एंड इट्स ब्यूटिफुल, इट्स डिवाइन. जय गुरुजी. एंड ऑल वॉक्स एंड ऑल नेशनैलिटीज आर गेटिंग अटैच्ड टू लॉर्ड शिवा, आर गुरुजी महाराज. गुरुजी ही शिव है, शिव ही गुरुजी है, गुरुजी ही सत्य है, शिव ही सत्य है.
बिल्कुल
थैंक यू.
बिल्कुल.
ओके, थैंक यू.
जय गुरु जी.
जय
शुक्राना गुरु जी. संगत जी, बहुत ही प्यारे प्यारे सत्संग सुने हैं आज हमने ऋतु आंटी से. महाराज की कृपा, ऋतु आंटी कृपा बनी रहे हम सब पर. और इसी के साथ ही अब हम सब गुरु जी महाराज से आज्ञा लेंगे.